This is Germany.
And this is Brittany.
And this is the Black Girl Bravado podcast.
A motivating and encouraging podcast where we focus on building community amongst colorful women alike.
Join us weekly as we sit down and have candid conversations on various topics and issues surrounding self-care, self-love, mental health and wellness, spirituality, entrepreneurship, and much more.
And trust, when we don't have the answers, we'll call on our expert homegirls who do.
Our intention is to create a safe space for growth, inspiration, laughter, and love, free of judgment, in hopes that after you listen, you're a little more knowledgeable or at least a little more entertained than before.
It's homegirl vibes here. Real, raw, and a little funny.
A lot of fucking funny.
So thanks for tuning in to the Black Girl Bravado podcast.
Let's start the show, cuties.
Hey y'all, welcome back.
Welcome back, queens.
How's it going?
Lady queens.
And fella kings.
Yeah, all of them. It was good. It was good. It's going well. How about you?
It's going good.
Good. What was up? How was your weekend?
My weekend was chill.
Okay.
It was pretty chill. Didn't do much.
Mm-hmm.
Sunday did do yoga.
Yeah. How'd you like that?
I liked it. You know, today my body was hurting.
Same. I said, okay,
I'm like,
on.
what the fuck?
Hold on. I'm like,
my body.
The body, oddy.
Those knees and the squats and shit that we were doing. And then like my back hurts a little bit. But I did get my back adjusted last week.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm. I went to the joint.
Oh, you didn't tell me this.
I did tell you. See, you don't listen to me.
No, you didn't tell me this.
I told you at yoga. I said I got my back adjusted last week.
Oh, it must have been so fleeting. I didn't hear that. Tell me about this experience. What happened?
So you just go to the joint. The joint is like...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know what the joint is.
Yeah.
There's one in Lakewood.
Yeah. So you just go and they just adjust your back and your neck.
You signed up for this?
Yeah.
What?
What do you mean did I sign up for it?
Like you literally sourced this out?
Oh, no, I didn't source it.
Okay.
It was presented to me if I wanted to go. And I said, yeah. And then I got my back adjusted.
Okay. I got you.
It felt good.
Were you scared?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, wait, that's why I'm tripping. I'm like, wait,
I was scared because I'm like, what if, they're literally cracking your back. They're literally cracking your back and your neck.
And they could be students of the game.
No, he wasn't a student.
He was old.
This was a real old doc. They're chiropractors.
Yeah, I know, but you know the vibes.
Yeah, I know. But this one wasn't a student. It didn't give me practicing vibe.
It didn't give you fresh out of the course?
No, it didn't give me fresh out.
Okay. The T Grizzly.
It didn't give me fresh out. And
well, have you seen those TikToks and TikToks and those memes where they're like when people are the chiropractor and they're like, just hold on. And then it's just like,
no.
You haven't seen that? It's like they be like, yeah, just take a deep in. And then just
that's what they do. They say, now breathe in, take a deep breath. And then they go, and that's what you hear or you feel. And it's like I was getting cracked. I got bent like a glow stick.
Mm-mm.
Like I told you, cracked like a glow stick.
Andres wants to do that back. Bad. I'm like,
he should.
He was talking about, the homie gonna pull up to the office.
The homie, is the homie a doctor or chiropractic or whatever they're called?
He said it's somebody that somebody else uses and they trust him. So I'm guessing maybe he's a traveling chiropractor. I don't know. I said, babe, send me his credentials.
Dead.
Let me do the leg.
He can go to the joint or he can just get a referral and go to a chiropractor. But the joint works just as good. It's only $39.99. And if you have FSA or HSA,
they can take it out of there.
You can use that too. They take that.
So how were you feeling after?
Normal.
But do you feel like you had some relief?
Well, I have this lingering back pain in my. This is how I ended up going because I was talking about how I have this lingering I think it came from when I told you I think I pulled a muscle and it just is like a recurring back pain, which is not like debilitating, but it's like there like a dull little pain, and so. I was telling the chiropractor about that. And the thing is, if you really don't have back problems, I don't think you just need to go.
No.
But if you do, then you can. For sure, I probably won't be going again. But you can get a monthly membership if you want. So they just assess your back. He told me that I might just need a firmer mattress, which I already knew. Because I have that, my mattress is hella soft.
It is. The little cloud.
Yeah. So I'm going to look into getting a firmer mattress because I already needed a new mattress anyway. And he said, get different pillows.
Okay.
So.
But do you feel like it made a difference
I don't feel
a few days later?
Nah.
No?
I think it might be something you have to continue to do. Like it's something, an ongoing thing if you really want to feel a difference. I don't know if it really would have made a difference with me because my back's not hella fucked up.
Okay.
Or maybe if I did go, I would feel it, but I'm not going.
Okay.
I'm not going to continue to go. But the way this was sparked is because we were watching these YouTube videos, and there are some people who are really fucked up. Like they walk like one woman fell and
broke her hip.
She didn't even break her hip, but when she got back up, she was like walking like a duck. And like she's been continuing to walk like a duck for 5 years. And like she walks kind of bent over. And another guy had that same issue. I don't know what happened with him, but he was like walking like this. And they kept going to the chiropractor, and the chiropractor kept making adjustments and doing different things. And then they are standing straight up now walking.
Okay. The true story, the documentary.
Yeah.
I'm just so fearful of letting them get up on my back. I mean, I don't need it, but just
I was nervous.
And the thought of it, I'm like, oh Lord.
I'm like, I don't want to be paralyzed, because when we were watching the YouTube, when we were watching the YouTube too, there was one lady who ended up dying, girl, a couple days after going to the chiropractor because a vessel got popped. But I'm like, who the fuck lives in fear though? Like anything.
Me.
Anything can happen, you know what I'm saying?
I know. I just don't like putting myself at risk for shit to happen. I'll hear the one story like that, like the pop blood vessel, and that'll just stay with me. And I'm like, actually, I cannot risk it.
Yeah.
I don't want to go. But I'm glad you had a new experience and you found it. At least
it was like a nice, like relaxing,
like a change.
It was very quick. I don't even want to know if it's relaxing, but it was just nice
to do something different.
Yeah, to do something different.
Keep her, Lord. Oh, nope.
I probably won't be going back, but I did have those thoughts like, bruh. I told him too. I'm like, I'm scared. I'm scared. Like, don't fuck me up.
Period.
But I'm here.
That fear alone would have kept me from. I would have said, no, this ain't for me.
I'm here and I'm still standing. I got talked into it, but I'm here and I'm still standing.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Here you are. So what else did you do Sunday?
That was what I did. The yoga.
Got it. Yeah. Okay. So Saturday, now for my weekend. Saturday, I went on a date with my boo boo.
You look so fucking cute.
Thank you. Thank you.
Kayla said Germany looked really nice. I'm sure she probably told you.
She did, you know, in the DMs. Type vibe. Yeah. That was so nice because we went out, really cute restaurant, had dinner, and Andres and I have never gotten dressed up to go to a nice dinner because we dated throughout the whole pandemic. So this is the first time that we're really getting a chance to go out and like experience each other in the outside. And he's like, I'm really glad you suggested this, because I was like, oh, I want to go to dinner. Where are the dates?
Yeah.
Take me out. I was like, oh, I want to go to dinner. He's
Wine
like,
and dine me.
Yeah. He was like, I said, when do you want to go? He said, next week, set it up. I'm like, say less.
Period.
You know, the reservation was made.
It ain't nothing to make a resi.
It was made the same day.
It's nothing to make a resi.
We was laying in the bed. I said, okay, we're good. 6:30. we're going at 6:30. He's like, cool. So because it's still, it's the spring summer, you know, it's still bright outside. So that was cool.
I love that.
Yeah. He was like, it was so nice.
I love summer dining al fresco.
Yeah. He was like, it was so nice to be able to go out, because typically we eat dinner at night. Like we'll go somewhere at like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. It's already late, just so we could feel like we have something to do. But that was cool because we went at 6:30 and chilled, and y'all, it was a lot of money in that little place.
It's a whole lot of money in this motherfucker.
And I said, I need a bag.
The beer.
I need a bag.
Well, you said you wanted to be in the
energy.
Yeah,
I did in the check-in, and that's how I felt. I'm working on being a lady of luxury, a lady of leisure. I'm working towards it.
Yeah.
So that was really making me feel.
You know, I love a fine dining experience.
I was feeling very lady of leisure. Like, it was just a vibe, you know? So that was really nice. And then on Sunday, I feel like we did something Saturday, but we just came home and went to sleep. And then on Sunday, I was too at the yoga in the park. And then the whole outdoor function, it turned from a brunch to a day party. I said, okay.
I love that.
Yeah.
Turn it up. Turn into whatever it's going to turn into.
Yeah, it turned up, and then we were out all night. You know the vibes. I said, okay, it's really summer. It's actually summer. It damn near felt like that. I said, when I had to get up and go to work this morning, I said, what the fuck? I'm like, why? Why do I have to be calculating my hours of sleep? I'm like,
I fucking
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
hate that. I hate that.
I know. I was just wondering, like, I mean, I was just wishing I could just wake up when I wanted to get up this morning, do the shit that I wanted to do. I'm like, why does work call? Why do I have to go? I mean, I know why, because bills have to be paid.
Because bills have to be paid.
Bills have to be paid. But you know, the essence of it is
it's the lack of freedom piece. Like, I'll work for sure, but when I want to start working, like I gotta be up and at this certain time. I had a 9:30 meeting. I'm like, these 9:30 meetings
killing me. So yeah, hopefully, I mean, not hopefully, this will be a good week.
This is gonna be a good week.
This is gonna be a good week. I feel like there's something I wanted to do on Sunday.
Because last week was wild.
Saturday or Sunday.
What?
There might be something to do
this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Great, because I don't have any plans. Well, Saturday morning I do. I have.
Oh, you have an event, right?
Flowers to make, but that's gonna be quick.
Yeah, I feel like there's gonna be something to do.
And the rest of the day, I'm free Sunday.
Okay. Well, Sunday's Mother's Day, so we'll talk.
Off air. We're scheduling our shit on the podcast. Like, bitch, okay, so Saturday. Okay, 2. I'm gonna pick you up. Is it my turn to drive? Like,
yes. So anywho.
Anyway,
what we need you all to do
let's bring it back to the show.
Bring it back around. So great weekends were had. We need you all to make sure that you're rating and reviewing this podcast. We have a goal. We want to reach 2,000 ratings by the end of the year.
Yeah, and you guys are moving slow.
Yeah, I feel like you're moving slow. I don't feel like we're going to get to where we need to go.
They're saying fuck us, and I don't like that.
I feel that way. I don't feel like we're going to get where we need to get if you guys keep stalling. Get your foot on the gas. Do what needs to be done.
Yeah.
So do you have a review for this week?
I do have a review for this week. This one comes from Elena Chantel.
Hey, Elena.
She says, my first day listening and I'm hooked. And that's what I love. When people come with the energy on the first day. Yeah. We don't got to beg you. We don't got to pull your, what they call that? Your toe, your leg.
The toe, the pinky.
I'm thinking of the chiropractor.
No.
You just do.
Yeah.
So she says, I just started listening this morning and I feel at home. I brought out my law of attraction planner in my journal and was pausing and hitting stuff down, maybe writing stuff down that resonated with me. I'm definitely incorporating this into my self-care routine. Discussions like the ones on this podcast are like church for me. I'm soaking everything up. I love the authenticity and the vibes and energy. Definitely a fan.
Yay.
Thank you, Elena, so much. We appreciate you.
Yes.
For leaving your rating and review. One note. Yeah. One mommy left a rating and a review, and she left a beautiful review, but you gave us 1 star.
Queen.
I'm going to say that was unintentional, but we need you all paying attention.
Please, because it's easy to hit those.
And then once it's registered, that's it.
But maybe she can go in and because you can update your review, right? It's not like a Yelp review.
No, I think you can just write a new one.
Well, we're holding you accountable. Do what needs to be done.
Yeah.
Say, this is I'm fixing my error, my mistake in the
reverse it
in the comment. That's what I want to hear.
Yeah, because we're 5-star chicks, and the 1 stars,
it's throwing shit off.
Yeah.
It's not giving.
Yeah. It's not giving what it's supposed to give. So we want you guys to move quickly and go do, but we want you also to take your time.
Yeah. Pay attention to detail.
Yeah.
What's up?
Also, we have Patreon, which is a place where we have cultivated an exclusive community and we provide bonus content, exclusive content over there for the girls. We have check-ins, we have playlists, we have audio affirmations, videos. Bitch, we got 2 videos.
We do.
We got 2 videos. And I'm very proud of us because it's been a mission.
It's been a journey, but we're here. So if you are more of a visual learner or you prefer to see us as opposed to hear us, you might want to tap in, or both actually. You might want to tap in over on Patreon because the video content is going up and it's stuck.
Yes. Period poo. So yeah, that's there. This week we did our check-in, our April check-in, where we talked about like feeling like our white men gigs, there may be a shift there, or there's for sure a desired shift. We talked about battling with ego and self-awareness.
Yes.
So yeah, going over there, that episode is live and direct.
Yes. This month, I already know what I'm going to share on the check-in. I'm going to give you guys a little update on something I shared in April.
Oh.
Yeah. I'll be circling back on that. There's more. So yeah, let's shout out our new patrons.
The patrons that we got this week are Asia.
Hey, Asia. Welcome.
Taylor.
What's up, Taylor?
Taikivia.
Welcome to the gang.
C.
Hey, C.
And Lulu.
Hey, Lulu. Welcome. We're so happy to have you. Which one of those peeps were besties? I think Lulu for sure was a bestie.
I think Lulu. Yes, Lulu. Okay. Lulu and Asia upgraded.
Asia, and that's what I like. So I like Lulu, my queens to upgrade.
Yes, Lulu and Asia. I was just going to say, besties, the second round of herbal pre-rolls are going out. Mm-hmm. So if you sign up now, we still have a few left for besties. Besties only.
Yeah.
You will get R&R pre-rolls, herbal pre-rolls. It ain't no weed.
No, but this is some really good shit.
They will make you feel great. You will get a
complimentary
package of 3 herbal pre-rolls if you become a bestie. So snatch that up. A lot of our besties should be receiving their mugs soon because we've had this tier for like 3 months now.
Yeah.
This is our 3rd month. So they'll be getting Bravado mugs that are exclusive to the Patreon bestie community, and that's going to be exciting.
Love it.
Yeah. So that information is down in the show notes.
Mm-hmm. So, new week, new tea.
Where we kiki with you and you kiki with we.
So, typically, this is the part of our show where we dish tea on hot topics, things that are going on in pop culture. But there's no tea, and we want to get ready to jump right into our amazing episode this week. So, before we do that, we ended our Heal Thyself series.
We did, which was beautiful.
It was a beautiful, very long but amazing series, which was filled with a bunch of goodies. Gems were dropped. So we concluded the series with part 6, which was inner child work with Beatrice. So Beatrice basically walked us through the process of inner child work and talked to us about the importance of self-love. We actually shared a few of our own personal stories about our journey of healing and self-love. So if you're interested in what it looks like to do inner child work or inner child healing work, then you might want to tap in. This is an area that I feel like is of opportunity for myself. So same. I'll be talking to my little girl. I'll be talking to her and healing her.
Yes.
She'll be getting healed. So tap in with that episode. It was really good. Again, if you are a visual learner or you prefer visual content, this video is available on Patreon right now.
Mm-hmm.
So this week, we're starting it actually this month, y'all.
This month.
It's May.
New month, new series.
Ooh, you know what else dropped over on Patreon? May affirmations.
Yes.
So
the audio.
Tap in with the audio affirmations. So we're kicking off a new series. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, but it's also a special month for all the mamas because Mother's Day is this month. So we really wanted to take some time to highlight a few of our special mama homegirls who are doing a damn thing. So this month's series is Mamas Making It Happen. Yeah, we're not moms, but we feel like this is a great time to give our girls their flowers.
For sure, because a day is not a fuck enough.
No.
So y'all get a month over here. That's our gift to you. You guys get a month because we see the hard work y'all put in. We see y'all making it happen, and you deserve your flowers. So you're getting your flowers from the BGB.
Yes.
So yeah, we're going to kick off our series with our homegirl, Jessica Rose, who is the shit.
Yeah, I love
we
Jessica.
had such a good time over there. I love that we did this interview in person. We were kikiing for a minute before we even did
hours, bitch. I think we were there for like 4 hours?
Yeah, we were there for a minute.
We got there at 8 and didn't start recording until 10:30. I'm like, okay, it's a function.
Yeah, we were there for a minute, but I love that for us. And I think that I know that you all will love this episode. Jessica is a content creator. She's a mother, obviously. She's a parody rapper. She's an author.
Yeah.
She's funny as fuck.
She's in her bag. She's naturally funny, dog.
Yeah, she's naturally funny. And this episode was full. It was a full episode where we chat about all the things. So I'm not going to say no more right here. Y'all just buckle up and sit back and you'll hear.
Yeah. See you on the other side.
Okay, so we're in our Moms Making It Happen series, and today we're chatting with one of our favorite moms. You all know that Germany and I are not moms yet. I don't know if I ever will be, but there's certain moms that give me hope that I can maintain my individuality and some of my freedom And we just want to bring those different perspectives here on the show. So today we have Jessica Rose. She's a woman of color influencer, a comedian, a mom, a YouTuber, freelance writer, digital content creator, parody rapper who creates mommy remixes, and a blogger. If you haven't heard of her, I don't know what rock you've been under, but she's a motherfucking shit. Wouldn't you agree?
I'd agree.
Yes.
Welcome, Jessica.
Welcome.
Thank you guys. Hey.
So,
I'm going to tell a funny story here. Funny thing happened today. Brittany was like, I can't wait until you ask me to be the godmom of your of your child. And I was like, that was random. And she's like, I just seen something on YouTube on Instagram.
mm-hmm.
She's like, where someone asked someone to be the godparent of their child. And I just thought it was so cute. And I'm like, damn, pressure, bitch. Now I got to come up with a creative way to ask you to be the godparent of my child, when I was just going to like pop it out and be like, it's ours.
I'll take it either way. It's just that I just want somebody to bless me with the honor of being a godmom. I don't know why I just see myself being a godmom. And no one has ever. I know you're going to.
I mean, honestly, I recently fell out with my daughter's godmom. So if you want to take on that
shit.
role, you can start today.
Nyla. Hi, I know we just met today, but.
Hey, Nyla, I'm your
Nyla
godmom.
hasn't said 2 words to you.
She's like, bitch.
Nyla's like, hi. You're my godmom?
Right.
That is so funny.
So, Jessica, introduce yourself to our listeners. Let us know, or let them know about who you are, how you came to be, what you do.
Mm-hmm.
We gave your brief little background. But
Yes. Thank you. So my name is Jessica Schroedy. I go by Jessica Rose online, but mostly just because that was more brandable, I feel like, for an IG handle. But I'm the founder of She Really Had a Baby. It initially started off as a blog. I'm a writer, so I initially set out to just share my story as a freelance writer and just talk about the ways that I navigated single motherhood, living in Los Angeles. So I started off writing, and then what ended up happening was I messed around one day and I poked fun at the Cardi B Bodak Yellow song, and I did a little video on Instagram kind of doing a parody rap to it, and it just took off. So from that point on, I just realized that I needed to focus on video content. So She Really Had a Baby kind of just morphed into this video content, comedic brand empire that I'm building here. I'm now a self-published author. I just released my first ever children's book, Mommy, Can You Rap Me a Bedtime Story? But basically, I set out initially to normalize the struggle of single motherhood and talk about the things that I feel like people weren't talking about, and sharing my story. And now I make mothers, specifically mothers of color, not feel alone and create a space where they can come and laugh at just the shit that happens to us as single women of color. So yeah.
I love that. So when you like got pregnant, like what did you feel like? Were you
Right.
I always want to know. Like, were you shook? Were you excited? Like, what were your feelings behind becoming a mother? Because, some people, especially in our age range, it's like, I always wanted to be a mom.
Yeah, I hear that.
That was
the holding of belly.
Right.
Did what's best for me and my family.
That was never me. Like, I never had any intentions on motherhood. I never talked about it. I never wanted to be nobody's wife. I never wanted to be nobody's baby mama, none of that. But it was my 21st birthday, and I had actually got my first ever weave, and it was a 26-inch weave.
Every time.
It was a 26-inch weave, and there was a lot of Hennessy, and I went out and it was something about the way the weave was sitting that I ended up getting pregnant that night, because I usually would drink Jack Daniels, so I think it was the Hennessy and the weave as a combo.
The weave?
Yeah. I also had eyelashes, so I think
that's the premium combo.
Bad bitch combo.
It was the premium combo.
Yeah.
So I definitely ended up getting pregnant that night. But yeah, so it was definitely an unexpected pregnancy, but it was with someone that I had been dating, seeing on again, off again, a very toxic relationship. Looking back on it, we never really knew each other, but I felt like it was love solely because it was a lustful situation. We worked together. We spent a lot of time together. But when I, had that experience with him as far as like my birthday and turning up, getting pregnant, we were in the on phase.
Yeah.
And then a week later, it was when Instagram was new, right?
Oh, shit. Yeah.
So I would ask him all the time, like, are you on the gram? Woozy, woozy, whoop. No, I'm not messing with that. And then he was dropping me off at home one day, and I saw a notification for Instagram go off on his phone. I said, so you do have Instagram?
Oh, hell.
So he said, oh, I just made it, gave me his information. I went through, looked, and I saw someone comment on the picture referring to him like as Babe. Went to her page.
You know how we do.
We keep that investigative lens up.
Exactly. Scrolled all the way down. Found a picture of them together. Nothing too suggestive, but just him like hand over her shoulder vibes. And they were at an amusement park, Six Flags. And I realized
they were actually at Six Flags.
They're actually at Six Flags. But it was a day that he had me switch shifts with him at work.
The nerve.
Because he said it was something that was being hosted by his mosque, and that it was only people from the mosque that were able to go. So I didn't like the way the picture looked, so I commented on the picture and I said, hey, I think you need to call me because this is my boyfriend, Muhammad.
Oh, no.
And so she immediately called me within 5 minutes and literally said, well, this is my actual fiance, Muhammad. So we three-wayed him on the phone at that point in time, and he said, I love you both and I want you both to have my children. And so they have more of a religious kind of tie-in relationship. They have been on again, off again through that situation. And then I feel like I was more of his like lustful outside of the work, whatever.
Bitch, what?
And it was downhill from there.
Are you fucking kidding me?
By chance, are they still together? Did they have kids?
No, they're not, because I did the whole thing where I felt like I won because I realized I was pregnant a week after this exchange. So I was like, fuck this after I found that out. And then I was walking to work. My breasts... I didn't have a car at the time, so I was walking to work. I was literally on my way treading, and as my breasts were bouncing, I was like, oh, that's how I knew I was pregnant. I was like, why do they feel like this? The way that my breasts felt.
Are you kidding?
I was like, something's off. So I stopped at the little CVS and I bought a pack of pregnancy tests, and I was literally at a senior citizen's home in the bathroom pissing on sticks with the little test coming through positive. I said, there's no way.
And there was a way.
It was
happening.
Nothing like a positive.
Yeah, and I mean,
it'll turn you negative.
Yeah. Yes.
So,
my God.
So what? Okay, so you have She Really Had a Baby, which is somewhat obviously centered around this experience.
Mm-hmm.
What made you feel pulled or moved to share this experience or this truth, or be so transparent with everybody? Because I know for me, myself,
we be keeping our secrets skin tight. They be wrapped up under a blanket.
Yeah.
Like, what does it mean to you? What does She Really Had a Baby mean to you? What is
I
that?
think, honestly, the transition between, that's like, the she is me, but it's like also like everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But the basis of She Really Had a Baby is the comparison of who I was before my daughter Nyla and before motherhood to who I am now, which is such a 360, because I was honestly such a mess before becoming somebody's mother, which is not obviously the ideal circumstances, but She Really Had a Baby is what I imagine people would say in response to knowing that Jessica or Scrody, some people refer to me as that, would say upon knowing I was pregnant, or say upon, it's almost like an insecurity. Oh, she really had a baby?
Yeah.
That girl that was off of Fort Thizzles at the party twerking on the woozy woozy whoop. You know what I'm saying? I was just so out there. I was so wild, you know, when I would not be dibble dabbling in like half-ass monogamy with niggas. Like I was very promiscuous. Like I was, you know, doing a lot of drugs, all kinds of them all the time, and not stable, not together. And the way that having my daughter transform my life, my hustle, my focus, and my ultimate like purpose, I think that is what made me want to share all of the ups and downs of it, because it really brought full circle the fact that like life is like this changing thing for me. You know what I mean? And I always wanted to talk about that, and I always wanted to make anyone, especially like women who are on, you know, like the odd man out in a situation like that, being a single mom, not feel bad about it, and because the way I share my trauma is through comedy, like creating a space where people can laugh at it was definitely the goal for it.
Do you feel like your comedy and sharing your journey has helped you heal?
Oh, for sure.
That, like, how has that attributed to your healing journey?
Because sometimes I'll post it and I'll be like, I did too much.
Yeah.
But then people, 5 people, 10 people, 20 people, 30 people, 100 people were like, girl, me too. And I'm like, okay. So I'm creating this content that makes people feel seen. But then at the same time, I have this audience and this community that I built up over time that's affirming me and saying like, no, like, we feel this way too, and this is real. Yeah. So that's definitely been...
For the ones who get going when the going gets tough, and the ones who know we're tougher together. For the Pathfinders breaking new ground, Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, as well as fast access to experts and 24/7 customer support. Because we know you have people depending on you, so you can always depend on us. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Helpful for me.
Definitely. What does community mean to you? You know, like, everybody has, I think, a different perception of community, and the mom community is so different than like many other communities. But like, what does that mean to you?
I think community to me means like we have shared experiences, and so we can have the same humor, or we can have an understanding of a reaction or an understanding of an action. So that's really community to me. It's really just shared experiences that make us more understanding of one another in certain situations. You know, and a good community also, you know, buy a little something from you at the same time.
Period.
Period. Okay.
I like how you've like removed the stigma that's been associated with baby daddy, because the reality is that some people will just be baby mamas, baby daddies, and that's not what we necessarily desire or try to achieve, but that's just sometimes the way the motherfucking cookie crumbles. So do you think that was like something that was intentional for you, or is it just like you found yourself there?
Exactly. Yeah. So my specific intention, even like my first YouTube videos, I would say, welcome to She Really Had a Baby, where we're reclaiming and redefining baby mama.
Period.
Because my whole goal is to completely take away the fact that it's something we don't necessarily aspire to, because it's just a word. It's literally just a word, and I have fun with it. Like, my baby daddy is baby daddy in my phone. Like, I'm not going to let anyone make me feel a certain type of way about this word, or because I did feel like shit the first time someone referred to me as, you know, my baby daddy's baby mama, and we were like post breakup, and I was like, I'm not nobody's baby mama. Then I was like, why do I feel that? Why do I feel like this negative energy with it? You know, because society tells me that as a single woman of color that this was my path, or, you know, that this is such a negative thing that I'm not somebody's wife. You know that. And I think also wife is glorified. Yes. Wife is glorified. I know a lot of wives that are just as unhappy as I am or was as a baby mama at any given point or time. So I think just being able to embrace whatever your status is and not let people have words define them, especially the pinpoint being women of color, because when it's a white single mother, it's a single mother. It's not a baby mama. It's like baby mama is this thing that's imposed on Black women. So I have fun with baby mama. Like, I'm not offended by someone calling me a baby mama. I call my baby daddy. So normalizing the word.
It's taking the power back.
Taking the power back. It's just like, it's almost like nigga.
You know, we're like my nigga.
Yeah.
Nigga. We love that.
When Black people are like, I don't use the word nigga, I'm like, you're not my kind of Black.
Yeah, not
every
at all.
time. Every time I say that, I'm like, actually, tap in.
Right.
Let it rip. So because you are a single mom, what is it like balancing creativity or your creative endeavors with an almost 7-year-old? Because your daughter's almost 7. That has to be challenging. What is that like?
So Nyla turned 7 in a couple weeks, and I have to be honest, she's holding the brand back.
It's the full honesty for me. Like, you know what? You're actually holding up the bag, queen.
You know I have people that have children that are Nyla's age. My daughter's name is Nyla, and there are people that are entertainers and there are people that are not. And me and my daughter are complete opposite. She took after her father. She's a little bit more on the introverted and not interested in showing emotion side. And because of that, she's not always a fan of being in front of the camera. That's actually become like a novelty thing, like in my content, for people to be like, wow, Nyla looks like she hates you.
Nyla's
like, yeah, for sure.
Nyla
she does.
be sitting there. She was like, if
so
you
it's
guys
definitely
could see
difficult.
me.
I think the fact that I centered my brand kind of around motherhood, starting with her being so young, like definitely wasn't fully thinking about the fact that as we grow, that her personality could be like not being interested. So there have been opportunities that I've had to pass on because I know now that wasn't going to be interested or cooperate, and I don't force her to do anything. I do try to bribe her as much as possible, but I don't force anything.
Yeah.
And would you like more roadblocks?
I believe it. Yeah, exactly. Like I try to pay her in a lot of Robux, but at the end of the day, like I'm very much nonviolent parenting, very much believe in body autonomy, and Nyla having the right to tell me that she doesn't want kisses or hugs or to participate or to be recorded. And so I really try to honor that, but it does suck that I built kind of like this brand around my experience as a mother. But now I think I'm kind of conditioning like my audience and my followers to understand that and to just share like as an individual and give me some creative individuality outside of just being a mom.
Right.
Because I don't feel like my purpose was motherhood. I feel like maybe my purpose is my journey and kind of just sharing that, and motherhood is a piece of that. But yeah, it's just the name She Really Had a Baby is kind of just the center of it, so sometimes that gets things a little confused. But She Really Had Anything, you know, I launched my book, so I launched my shop. She really had a shop. She really had a this. Like I'm trying to like branch
she really
off.
Has.
Yeah,
Exactly.
She really has.
Yes.
She really has.
She really has.
So
I love that though. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that with you saying that you're not just honed in on the motherhood portion of Germany, we need video because the way
That's where I was going with it.
the way that Germany does things just fucking sends me off a cliff. But I was saying that like with you not fully focusing on motherhood and just being your niche, although that is a major part of your life, how do you like take care of yourself? Like how does being an internet personality and content creator affect your mental health, and how do you find ways to make sure it doesn't knock you the fuck out? Because it's a lot. Like people are judgmental, people have an expectation, there's just a lot that you're sharing of yourself. So like how do you make sure that you're taking care of your mental health while being a mother, but also being like a major having a major like social media and internet presence?
So I'm a writer at my
good.
core. Yeah, that was a great
That's
question.
good.
That was a great question.
Whenever people say that's a good question,
Yeah, that's actually a good question.
I feel like I'm a writer at my core, so journaling has always been my thing. I think that a little morbid, but like when I die, people are definitely going to enjoy coming together and like reading all the things that I've written down in the journals that I've collected over time. So journaling is a huge thing for me. I really try to wake up every day at least 15 to 20 minutes before Nyla. I have a bunch of different journals for different things, so I'm also OCD about it at the same time. So I have like my creative journal, I have my journal prompt journal, I have my general whatever journal, and then I have my app, which is BetterHelp, which I've been using for the past year to do my therapy, and I can journal in there. Journaling and therapy has been huge for me the past month or so. I'm not gonna lie, like the internet has definitely fucked me up a little bit. Mentally, I wasn't really in a very good space the past couple of months, so I recently been on antidepressants for the past couple of months, and that's helped a lot, like seeking out that help and like trying to take better care of myself, realizing the habits that I have that are counterproductive as far as my health and my eating. I've gained a lot of weight, and like just even like losing 20 pounds literally made me feel like, wow, like, okay, you know, getting focused, really just trying to be as present with myself as possible, and learning that just because I'm someone that's on the internet, that I don't need to put everything on the internet, because it's very easy to fall into that cycle, especially because my brand is transparency. I feel like I can share everything, but it makes me feel like I'm never like I don't have anything to myself. So starting to really focus on those boundaries of like, okay, what's gonna be for me, even if it's just like my room, and like Instagram not knowing what my room looks like. I know it sounds very simple, but it's like I share so much. Like you come into this living room and like, you know, like, oh, I've seen this video, like I knew this was your living room. You know, just like trying to, like,
when I pulled up, I said, okay, so here's the wall. I'm like, and there's Nyla's school.
Right. We had a school.
And here are the plants.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's like just like learning to pull back and like be present with myself. And technology outside of having a brand or a business is already addictive. Like I know people that feel the exact same way about the internet that I do, that like are just my homies with 200 followers, and I'm like, why are you pressed?
I'm here.
No, I'm
too,
here.
I'm your homie with 200
like,
followers.
My friends, like, I need to go on a social media detox. Like, I feel like because it is addictive, all I'm doing is scrolling. And I honestly be wondering, like, how the fuck do moms do it? Because me, without a mom, I have a dog who damn near feels like a child sometimes.
That's my niece.
Don't say that loud. Nyla wants a dog so bad.
Girl.
Ooh.
And I know it's just like the way my brain is processing it. Like I'm equating dog to child that don't fucking come down my throat. But I be like, sometimes I don't even have the energy or even make the effort to do a simple morning routine. And so I'm like, if I had a dependent, bitch,
she'd be independent. She'd be relying on herself.
All my children who independent.
Throw your hands up at me.
I would just be like, you know what? You're on your own. Because mom's stress, like this happened, that happened. I feel like I would be a fucking wreck. And I know that people say you're never prepared for motherhood. But I just don't feel like I would ever be prepared, because there's so much happening to where I'm like, I got to worry about you and me. I don't know. I just really don't know.
It sucks.
You know, and what I find is so refreshing about you, Jessica, is on and off the internet, you're very, like you said, transparent and authentic about your experience with motherhood. Because sometimes I feel like it's glorified to the point that people don't want to be honest about the struggle, right? That it's hard, it's tough. I don't like this shit every day. But I love when I see moms who are like doing their thing, showing up for their kids, showing up for themselves, and also being like, I fucking hate it here sometimes. I fucking hate it here sometimes. So with the negative aspects of the internet, right? Because you are a content creator, an influencer, what are your positive attributes? What are the things that you're like, I love the internet. I love that for me. I love having this like crazy fucking following.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, you know, I really am entertained by myself. Like, I know, like, not
I'm really
sound,
fucking funny.
Yeah, I don't want to be like arrogant, but like, I really feel like I'm fucking funny.
She
so like,
really had jokes.
When I am able to create content, like, it really feels like a community, right? So I'll post something. Let's say I create a video or I do something and I'm like, okay, that's funny. And I'm not really laughing. I post it. Every time someone comments and they say something funny, it's almost like having like this constant conversation with all of these people all over the world. And it's like, we're just enjoying the fact that like I'm funny. So it's a little bit narcissistic. Yeah. But it's like, they'll be like, oh, you're a crazy bitch. And I'm like, yeah, like I'm at home, you know, this is maybe where the medication comes in. I'm like, oh yeah, like
you're right.
Yeah,
you're
like
right.
I really do enjoy that. It's affirming.
Yeah.
The response to the amount of people that I've been able to cultivate online is affirming. But I understand how that can be dangerous because, you know, you start sometimes becoming reliant on response, right? Because I've gotten to a point where I'm like, okay, if 20 people don't comment within the first 5 minutes, I know it's not as funny. You know? Yeah. And I'm like, okay, if it wasn't as funny, like I'm not as funny and I'm not as good. So it's like, that's the bad part. But then when it does well, the positive part of it is like, it's like this constant like affirming thing. Another thing is really just, I think seeing that all of these years that I've spent in these different corporate environments and different jobs, like not working out, having an understanding of like, oh, like this is how you're a creative. Like the internet has allowed me to establish the fact that I'm a creative, because I've never been aesthetically creative, which is why I never identified as that. Period. You can give me like a pen and a piece of paper and I'll write my name and you'll be like, is that in Chinese? You know what I mean? Like I can't paint, I can't draw, I can't write my name. Like my vision board is from Canva because I printed it out on a canvas. No. Like I don't like
it's
doing.
Like it's not the whole aesthetic.
I'm not an aesthetically creative person, and I think that becoming the internet allowing me to become an entertainer or like using technology as a way to create has really made me feel like, okay, like I understand my role as a creative, because I just felt like out of place this whole time.
Yeah.
Been like, why is it not working anywhere?
No, I feel
Why
you.
have I had 26 jobs before I'm 19? You know?
Mm-hmm.
I feel you. I feel the same way, because bitch, I'm not creative, and I'm like, here I found my passion.
Right.
Here I can be creative.
Exactly.
Here I have tapped in, because bitch, I do not be drawing.
No, Jeremy, you're very creative though. Now I'm affirming you. Like you come up with ideas that are like, bitch, yes, that's a great idea. Like that's creative.
Tell me again.
See?
This girl's a words of affirmation, girl. I need to give her flowers more often.
Thank you. I'm like, you tell me I'm creative. Yes. I do come up with ideas. Yes.
No,
Thank you.
do. It's definitely some teamwork, dream work here.
Thank you.
So you wrote a book, a children's book called Mommy, Can You Wrap Me a Bedtime Story, which I'm assuming feeds off of your Mommy parody remixes that we talked about earlier. So take us through that creative process. Like, it seems like this project combines all of your favorite things: rapping, writing, comedy. Like, what made you say, let me write a book and let me make it be for children?
Yeah. So, like I said, when I originally started She Really Had a Baby, it was as a blog. Mm-hmm. And then I realized that video content did better. So now, I mean, it's 2021, and the last time I wrote a blog was 2020. Okay. So I've definitely abandoned the writing in a certain aspect. Yeah. So I think that writing a book, especially a children's book, was a way to tap back into that and reestablish myself, and, you know, be able to have that / self-published author. You know, you need everything for the bio, all the things.
They said LA is the land of slash.
Exactly. I need the /
I'm that, and I'm also that.
Right. And I mean, I think that I just have been this past year really trying to tap into the business mindset of like monetizing things and really paying attention to like, okay, who is my audience? So my audience is mothers. What are things that mothers would spend money on? Their children. What do people often buy for their children? Books, you know? So really being able to encompass everything, like bring back the writing, establish myself with that credibility of a self-published author, but then also give my audience something that could make them feel like they were supporting everything that I was doing. So that's really what it is, right? It's a way to support me as a brand and a creator, while getting you something that you can sit down at the end of the night and read to your child and enjoy, and know that you're seeing a story specifically of a single mom, one that might look like you, whether it's color-wise, shape-wise, having a bonnet on in a children's book.
Love the bonnet touch and the boxes.
Exactly, yes. And being able to read that at night. Also, I'm trying to be the Black female Dr. Seuss out here, but also without the length, because one thing I've always hated about the Dr. Seuss books is sitting down and trying to figure out how many times I can fit as many pages into one swipe without Nyla noticing as possible, so we could get through it, because it'd just be so long. So just having like a condensed version, that's something people can enjoy, can also purchase and like support me with, was important to me. But yeah, so the creative process was really just, I mean, I'm not going to lie, like writing it wasn't hard. Writing my rap, nothing that I do is hard to me. Like my creativity comes to me effortlessly, honestly.
Period. And that's an affirmation.
Yeah. My creativity comes to me effortlessly.
Look out for that.
We're actually taking that.
I'm going to need 10% on whatever.
My creative period. It's hard.
Yeah. So it was really just taking the time to do the research on finding the right publisher. It was a struggle. I mean, I went with different publishing companies, got samples of shit not looking the right way, figuring out how to get an ISBN, really putting the work in the time in, even just down to like formatting it the right way. It's nothing like paying $30 for a sample or something for it to come and then the pages wasn't formatted the right way. Yeah. And yeah, like I'm really proud of myself with the book, and it's super exciting, and I definitely think it's going to open up a lot of doors for me as far as like what the Mommy Can You anything as like a series or like a staple piece of merch.
I love that.
Yeah.
Mommy Can You. Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, I don't know if I fully answered the question. I feel like I tangent a little bit.
You answered it for sure.
Okay.
I love it.
You answered it for sure.
Would you consider yourself an influencer?
I don't like the word influencer, and here's why I don't like the word influencer. I follow people that I consider influencers that will post something or talk about something and it makes me immediately want to go buy it. I feel like I'm an entertainer and I feel like I make people laugh. And I feel like while I can obviously post ads or sponsorships or talk about stuff that would naturally influence people to do things, I don't feel like I have a super crazy swaying buying power. I feel like I have a creative power to come up with like a funny ad or do something that may do... Even when I'm negotiating my brand partnerships, I always try to put emphasis on the fact that, like, I hope you're working with me for brand awareness, not conversion. Right?
Can you actually send that to us so we can add it to the email?
Put that in your notes.
Because that's really what it is, right? It's more so just... yeah, like, you know, and even being hyper aware of like who my audience is. I've like cultivated an audience of single women of color, and I've been doing this by talking to my experience of being from a lower income, of catching the bus, of staying. You know, I documented a lot when I was staying in one of my most popular blog posts is detailing what my studio apartment was and like living in Los Angeles with a toddler in a studio apartment. So I still try to be mindful of the fact that as I grow and as I increase like the status and levels and like income in my own life, that my audience is still very much tapped in on a lower level sometimes, and that I'm not just going to be able to get them to go buy or do whatever. Yeah. You know? So influence, I don't know. But I don't know. When it comes to buying, I don't know.
Yeah.
I totally feel what you're saying. Because I think we automatically think like influencer, converting sales, and like I'm getting you guys to buy that. But sometimes it's not that. Sometimes influence is not like necessarily purchasing, although that's the type of like... like I guess the stigma or the connotation behind influencer, but I think it also can be like influencing awareness.
Exactly.
It doesn't have to be necessarily a dollar amount. So although you are a content creator, I think you also are an influence.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
Yeah, because you influenced me to laugh my motherfucking ass off.
Dead.
And I'm not a mom. It's just that the shit be funny, and I'm like, I can see how this would be funny as a mom, which is truly a gift, because some of the mommy influencers are like, here's us, our picture perfect family. And we have our pajamas and whatever the fuck.
Matching,
and I'm just
the matching
like,
plaids.
yeah, I get it, but whatever. I don't really care too much. So, you know, whatever. So like with social media being like such a big part of your life, but you also have real life going on, how do you balance the two? Like, do you ever feel like you need to take a break and just focus on real life? Your child, you said she's like has an aversion to being in front of the camera. Like, how does that look like for you with it being a money maker? Like, how do you balance the two, turning it off? You tell us.
Yeah, so especially with her, like, and just like giving her attention, what I realize is at the end of every night, knowing that I'm gonna dedicate time to her, even just with a movie. Like sometimes we'll be watching a TV show and I'll see how many times she looks at me just to make sure that I'm watching it with her, to make sure that I'm like not on my phone or anything. So just like dedicating and setting aside time to just put my phone down and just be like, okay, for the next 2 hours, I know I'm not gonna be on my phone at all. it is definitely one thing. I think I'm getting better at the break aspect. I'm like currently 6 days into like my first ever social media break, I guess, and I'm not going to come back until like another week. And it's crazy. I was telling you guys earlier how much I know I've been posting, because there's people that are genuinely concerned after 6 days not seeing me.
Like, are you alive?
Hey,
yeah, people are asking me if I'm okay, and it's like, yeah, I'm fine, but I don't have to constantly be creating to feel like I'm validating like what I have going on or what I'm doing, you know. The whole part of getting to a certain level in a stature is to like enjoy that position. And how am I going to enjoy that if I'm constantly feeling like I'm on go, or if I'm constantly on like create, like, no. You don't work a regular 9 to 5, because sometimes you can take 2 or 3 days and not do anything except be present with your child.
Yeah.
So just really paying attention to that. It's a learning process though. And I think lists help me a lot too, prioritizing when and what is going to literally make me money. I do parody, so posting doesn't necessarily equate dollar signs. You know, when you're doing stuff that's like copyright. So I don't believe in schedules. I don't believe in none of that. I believe that if something is funny, it's going to do well. And I think that fucks me up sometimes too, because then when something doesn't perform well, it's like, I'm not funny anymore, so I should just stop.
No.
Right.
You're always
but
fucking funny. What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't think you cannot be funny.
No, you're
Right.
always funny. Are you
Thank
fucking
you.
kidding?
Thank you. But
no.
I just, yeah, I mean, I'm just learning to like step back more. And I think that when I do that, my stuff is going to perform better, because people are going to enjoy when they do see me.
Yeah.
You know, instead of me just being on all the time.
All the time.
The TikTok culture really has created this thing of like constantly creating, because I can get on at any point in time and think of 1,000 TikToks to do in the moment. But it just doesn't mean that I have to constantly.
I can't even think of one.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here like, what the fuck will we talk about?
And
on
the fact
TikTok?
that you're thinking is still parenting and living is just like,
Yeah.
I'm like, what would I talk about? You know, I think about what makes my mom like a cool mom. And I think about like her dancing, and it's like just have.
Yeah, what makes her a cool mom?
That's what I'm thinking about. Like,
she's my mom too.
I
Girl,
think like.
let me tell y'all this real quick. The fact that Black people, we just can't accept being friends.
No.
Whenever, I'm sorry, I have to say this. Whenever it's like you've elevated a little point beyond friendship, it's like we need to either become cousins, goddaughters, or something. Let me tell you how Germany's mom, and it warms my heart because I accept it with a smile. Germany's mom introduces me as her goddaughter.
Every single time. And this is Brittany, my goddaughter. You met my goddaughter, right? I'm like, Mom, you are not in her christening.
She was never assigned. She was never assigned, but she's like a Chester cat. I'm like, and that's what I am.
She'd be like, my daughter, Germany, and this is my goddaughter, Brittany. You know, they grown up. You didn't know, this is my goddaughter. And I'll be like, Mom, sit it out. No, but I think about like, of course, relatability. I can always call my mom for anything. She has me great advice. As much as she be getting on my nerves sometimes, it's just because she like ghetto in a way that I just be like, Mom, stop. But like her dancing and just basically allowing me to show up as I am, and just being always welcoming to everything that's going on in my life. I really think that makes her a cool mom. What do you think Nyla will think makes you a cool mom? Do you feel like you're a cool mom? Y'all should see Jessica's face. Absolutely not.
It's just because like I always joke around. I'm like, Nyla hates me.
No.
But okay.
Like think about Nyla at like 21.
I give Nyla a lot of power. I feel like especially when you think about your stereotypical Black experience or Black household where you're not allowed to express the fact that you feel like your mom is wrong, or tell her that you just don't feel like doing something. I give Nyla a lot of room to express her voice, and like let me know how she's feeling. That's very important to me. The way that Nyla is feeling is more important to me than anything else in the world. It's more important to me than anyone in the room thinking that she's respectful. It's more important to me than, you know, anyone feeling properly greeted. 9 times out of 10, Nyla, I mean, we walk into other people's houses and I'm like, babe, like, it's their house, like, say hi. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm.
But for the most part, I really feel like I've made it very clear that I'm open to anything and I'll always believe her and I'll always be there for her. So I'm hoping that that makes her comfortable with me, you know, like my openness. Like I'm kind of down for and open to whatever. I just want her to know that like she can always come to me with anything. And I do a really good job at like communicating that with her and allowing her to express that, you know, and letting her make her own decisions. So
Hey, Nyla.
hey girl.
She says, speaking of, I'm over being in this room.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I think this is a perfect note to end it on.
Mm-hmm.
I think that you are a beautiful mother, a wonderful content creator. You're doing your thing. It's very inspirational.
Yeah.
And I'm sure for the mothers and non-mothers, because we ain't mothers.
We ain't.
But yeah, if you are a mother and you're looking for alternative perspectives of motherhood, that's why we're here, coming as non-mothers. But thank you so much, Jessica. Can you let our listeners know like where they can find you?
Absolutely.
Learn more about you and what you're doing.
Yeah, so definitely tap in with me on Instagram and TikTok at This Is Jessica Rose if you want to follow for any fun or comedic content. My home base and website where you can check out my first ever children's book, Mommy, Can You Write Me a Bedtime Story, is available on SheReallyHadABaby.com, and my YouTube is She Really Had a Baby. So thank you guys for having me. I love you guys and I love the show so much. So I'm honored that you asked me to be a part of it.
This was amazing. Nyla sitting in. She's like, look at my mother who's doing her shit. I love it. Thank you for being with us, Jessica. This was amazing. Love you.
Bye.